Hi, Miss Schickel here, and I have been just unable to prevent myself from collecting leaves. So today I got out of the car and there were leaves all over, and I just thought, oh, how pretty. And so we're going to draw some leaves today, some autumn leaves. So I collected some of these I know, some of them I don't. So I have a sweet gum. Sometimes they have what I call the spiky death balls that are by those trees. They're the little, golf ball sized brown seed pods that have the little spikes on them, and I call them spiky death balls because I twisted my ankle on one once when I stepped on it. This one comes from a tulip tree. The tulip poplar trees have these beautiful, beautiful, ginormous yellow and orange flowers in the spring that look like tulips, and I think that the leaf looks a little like a tulip. I'm not sure what this one and this one are, but they really had cool patterns, and I love whatever little growths are on this one. Just the spots and the colors, so cool. And then this one, it's like almost like fur, right? These little jagged edge along there. And then I found 2 maple leaves. There are lots of different kinds of maple trees. These come from one kind of maple tree, I'm not sure. I love this one with the hole in the middle and the little spots. They just made me happy. So I thought I'd share them with you. I'm going to be working with markers, and then I probably won't get done coloring it in during this tutorial, but I'll probably color with crayons, doing some blending and mixing. So let's get started. So I'm going to start with the tulip, or the sweet gum, and I'm going to use a red marker for that. So the trick with these leaves is to draw the veins, because then we can do around the edges of the veins. So on the sweet gum we have the stem, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming out like a star. So I'm going to just start here, and I'm going to come up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? And then I'm noticing it's not a perfectly straight, smooth line. It's got all these little bumps on it, serrated. So I'm just going to come and bring this down here for the stem, and then I'm going to come and I'm just going to use a little bumpy line that comes out to a point, because it does come to a point, more or less. And then zigzag back in, and then zigzaggy, spiky out. And then up, and just go all the way around. And then I like how this stem comes at an angle like this. And then I'm just going to make the stem a little bit thicker with a second line and a little bump at the end. Okay. Now, if I wanted, I could go back in. When I look closely, it has alternating, I don't know if you can see, it has alternating tiny veins. So I could put in some of these tiny veins that alternate. Adding these little details just helps to make your leaf look a little more interesting. A little more realistic, to take the time to add that. Okay. So I'm not going to color it right now, but here we have it. It's sort of this red, pink, orange, and yellow, almost golden glow, red, orange, yellow, orange. All right, I'm going to do the tulip poplar next. And what I'm seeing here is the stem comes up, and there's this main vein all the way up to here. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And they alternate going around. So I'm going to put this one down here. and I'm going to put my main vein, and then I'm alternating one. Oh, this one was down at the bottom. Two. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I made that a little short, so I'm just going to bring that up. And now when I look, my leaf has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. I'm not sure why it's got this extra one here, but that's kind of fun. So I'm going to come from the bottom, and I'm going to come out with a curve, and it comes out here and comes to a point, and I'm going to make like a letter U, and it's going to come up to a point and like a letter U, and come up, 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 and then I'm going to come almost to here. So I'm just going to put a little dot right at the top of my main vein, and then, oh, and hey, look at that. That's kind of cool. They touch. I overlapped just a tiny little bit. And now I'm going to go to the other side. I'm going to start down here. I'm going to start underneath this because this is a vein. So I'm going to come around with a curve, and it's going to curve up because this side only has the one point on it, up. So that's magic meets to this one. And then a curve up. Hey, and look at that. It got cropped off the side of the page. This is going to be a really fun drawing. And then I'm going to come back down to that point there. And then my stem. I love it sometimes when you don't plan on these things overlapping and cropping and they just happen. It's kind of cool. Now I think for this one, I'll probably blend yellow and brown crayons and maybe a little bit of orange in there. It's kind of a warm, there's a little bit of pink right here next to the vein. So something to think about. All right, I've got to do this one next, right? This one's just so, so cool. I'm going to use the orange, even though this leaf is mostly yellow. I'm going to use the orange because I can see that the veins are darker, all right? So again, I've got one main vein that goes all the way up. So I'll start with that. And this one, interesting. So now here's where you get to be a scientist, right? Some of these are alternating and some of them appear to happen at the same place. Or maybe the alternating just doesn't have a whole lot of space in between it. If I turn it over to the back, I can see the veins a little more clearly. And they're mostly alternating up here, but down here they look like they're very close together. So we're going to play with it. I'm going to make it down here, I think, in this space. And I bet I'm going to have some overlapping happen again. So I'm going to draw my main vein that goes up. And yeah, I'm going to just sort of play with this since it seems to be, and it's kind of like I'm making a V here. And I'm going to make them, since it's being sneaky and not clear, I get to be sneaky and not quite clear on mine. I didn't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on this one maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to be cheat here. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, perfect. Right there. 7. So I need another one here, 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 and here. And then this I have to extend because that one needs to be different. All right, so then I'm going to start here at the bottom. And this time I'm starting on the side. This is not a perfectly straight line. It's got some wibble wobbles to it. I'm going behind the other leaf and it comes out. Ooh, it's got some fun wibble wobbles. And then it comes to a point at the top behind my sweet gum. And then coming down. It's not perfect, but I'm going to extend my stem. And I'll just turn that into part of the stem because it's a leaf and I get to do that. So for coloring, again, I think I'll probably start with a layer of yellow and then maybe a layer of light orange. And I love these red circles that are on here, and then all these little brown dots. It's probably some kind of leaf rust. All right. I think we'll do one more, and that's going to be this tiny, tiny maple leaf. It's sort of a yellowy brown color. And I'm going to use the brown for it. As I'm looking here, I see 3 points, and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 veins. So the main vein has 4 little ones coming out of it. So tiny is going up here. And let's see, it's on the table here in front of me. So main vein. And I'm actually, it'd be kind of fun to do that, but no, okay. All right. 1, 2, 3. Can't come up past that. It's got to be shorter. 4. All right, and then I'm going to start here at the base, and I'm going to come around. Again, none of these leaves are perfectly straight. They all have some bends to them. Now this one has sort of like a little spiky. It's like little mountains, right? And then I'm going to start from this side and do the same thing over here. It's a little bumpy as it goes up there, a little spike there. And then we have our point, comes in and starts heading back up with these little mountain ridges. And I'm going to add that. And then I've got my stem. I like how this one sort of has a curve to it. Like that. So, and then I'm probably going to peel some wrappers off of crayons. This one looks like it needs a layer of yellow. So, if you've done this before with me, I love rub with the side of the tool, outline and fill in. And I should have peeled my wrapper in advance. This gives a chance for everybody who didn't peel their wrappers to peel their wrapper. See, not everything is easy, even for the art teacher. Some things are challenges. There we go. Once you get it going, it's a little bit easier. I need a crayon box that has all the peeled crayons and a crayon box that has unpeeled crayons. So I think most of these, all of them, I'm just going to do a layer of yellow. Because they all seem to have that yellow base. And I was learning about leaves and why they change colors. And what I learned was they always have all of the colors in them. But the green, because it goes, is the chlorophyll. The green is the most important, and then when the sun, when it's getting to make the food for it, and then when the sun starts to have less and less time being out, when we have shorter days, the tree says, oh, don't need to make that anymore, and the green starts disappearing, and the other colors start to be revealed. I'm sure that's not 100% scientific there of an explanation, but it's a start of one, right? And I'll probably research that a little bit more just because I think it's interesting why these things that catch my eye are so interesting. So I'm going to do a little layer of orange on this one, and I'm going to leave some of the yellow showing so that I have a little bit of variety. And I think I'm going to make it darker in some places. So this is value, or vary the pressure. So I'm going to press just a little bit harder in a couple places on it. And I'm sort of glancing over at the leaf to see, right? With this sweet gum, I could, so I feel like these are sort of a lighter yellow, and then there's more of an orange in here in this V shape of it, and even more over here on this side. This side has a lot more of the orange. And then I've got the red pink on here. So I'm just gonna there's just a tiny little bit along the edge there. And what else? Maybe some of this. I've got some different kinds of browns. If you get a chance to get some different colored browns, that could be nice. This is a burnt sienna brown that I'm going to use on here. And again, I'm not going to make it perfectly flat color because it's not, the leaf itself is not perfectly flat and smooth in its coloring. Where'd my little one go? My maple leaf here. It's sort of a yellowy tan color, so maybe this burnt sienna is a little too dark for most of it, but it's got that nice dark spot on the one side, so I'm going to make that spot kind of darker. And a little bit, maybe the dark is around the veins on this one. Right? And then I can use my, I know I need more color in here yet, but I want it just so that you can see. So I'm just going to do little stippling, little marks to make the little rust, leaf rust that's on this leaf that makes me so happy. Right? Ah, and I forgot, oh, I didn't do the one with the hole in it. I could have done that. I'm going to add a little more brown to this. Right, so play with your leaves. Go out and collect some leaves. Find the ones that make you the most excited. And then be a scientific artist. Look close. Look at what the veins are doing. Look at what the edges look like. Count how many veins. All of that will help you to create a really great autumn leaf drawing. Enjoy, and I hope if you make a leaf drawing that you share some of your drawings with me. Have a great creative time. See you soon.